say this and get them to work, but you can say this and to your boss. It's not a good look. I mean, if I don't really want to, yeah, you don't want to be drinking at 10 a.m. That's something. Coming soon to a lake near you, Dollar General. You know, I like that store. I have to say it. Sometimes it's a little cluttered in there. They got everything you need. All the toiletries, basic foods, snacks, paper plates. Those tin pans that you can throw away without having a dirty dish. Scrape it, close the door, don't open it. Those toilets from your shut in. Guys, what's stopping you from dressing in this 24/7? I gotta work out Olive Garden. Good boy. That is a floor right there. Things are done. The first thing is going to have an abortion. That legit turned red. I said, is that like a LMAO? Reminds me of my coworker. Whenever she sees a Tesla at a gas station or something, she'll look over and go, wow, the new Toyota is $10,000. Not everyone trip. Yeah, this is if you want to run, here's another thing. If you want a restaurant, let's make sure there's a good paper towel dispenser in there. Those are bad. Are you saving enough money for retirement? Yesterday I bought a new gun. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. There's money in guns. Back to yours before there's That's true. That's what you do to each other. You don't need them as much as you do.
Hello and welcome to a new live stream here from the Cartrack studio in Essen, Germany. Thanks for joining me either live right here. We are one day too late as I had to work yesterday in the evening on the Monday, or if you are watching this as a YouTube video later this week. Happy to have you here as well. I have a lot of questions that I will answer for you, and also I have some questions for you that please you will answer to me, either in the chat if you are live, or if you watch this later, then please put your answers in the comments. It will help me a lot. I already did this live stream in the German video stream, and now I also want to talk with you in the international one. Before we start, let's do the intro. Yeah, last week we had a great interview with Sascha Crespi, as well with Rainer Mees from Paralabs and Sven Heubes, a professional magician from Düsseldorf, Germany. They all were being connected via Zoom call to our YouTube studio here, and we had a great conversation. If you have not seen it yet, please do it so. Sascha Crespi at Cartrack, and yeah, it was well received. I got a lot of feedback either on YouTube as a comment or via emails telling me how great this was, and I really have to say I loved it as much as you, even if I was more or less cut out in the middle because there were some technical issues halfway down the road where the communication between their camera and my YouTube gear was not working anymore, so they didn't hear me. So when I tried to talk with them, it was like interrupting them. They did not hear anything, and I just let them talk, as Rainer and Sven did a great job asking Sasha the right questions. Now, I think we should continue somehow like this and get other magicians, other interesting people into the chat as well, as an interviewer, and I would love to see that. And in this particular case, here would be now the question: who would be a magician you would like to see, who would be great in an interview with me? And if you write down in the chat the name of the magician, the one you want to see, then please not only tell me the name, but also why you would like to see him, or what the topic should be around when we talk together. That would be of interest, as I will be soon coming to the USA again, to the Magic Live. I certainly can talk with several guys there, but usually it would be a YouTube stream live, so that you would be able to ask the questions while we are watching it, etc. So that would be of interest. Either put it here into the chat, or let me know in the comments, or send me an email, so that we are gathering. In the German stream, I had a lot of German magicians being named, or German speaking magicians. I would love also to do this internationally. Sasha Crespi, as you know, spoke English, and next Monday we will have Christian Grace here in the YouTube video, where we talk about newest releases and what is coming up very soon as well. Oh, Bill Malone, interesting. What would you like to know about Bill? What would be the topic? Why I should have Bill Malone in the stream? Please let me know. Just leave there the comment, but I'm already writing it down. Sure, why not? Yes, so, okay, interesting, Bill Malone. Actually, I never really had a lot of time with him, sitting down, asking about his life, etc. So this would be something new for me as well. But please let it go. Let me know other names. That's also awesome. Now, I have some questions in the meantime that I would like to answer. I get several of the questions either by email, or we try to add them to the FAQs on our website. And here's the thing, the website that you are still seeing is, oh boy, it's the old-fashioned one. I know it's outdated. We are working already half a year on a newer one. The German version of it runs, and the English one is still hopefully soon be implemented. However, right now, when we will release it, it will only work for Europeans, as I wanted to have this new online shop being able to do either the prices in euros or in dollars. However, when you use normal shop software, then you always have the problem that you have to focus on one main currency, and the other currency would be calculated on base of that. That means that either the euro prices would be all the right ones that I always had, and the dollars would be calculated on the fly. So maybe one day the dollar price would be a little bit lower, next day would be a little bit higher, and the deck of cards would now be, I don't know, $5.26 or any strange number that I really don't want. So I guess that the English the English website will soon be up and running, but only with euro prices, meaning I can only serve European customers. The other ones outside of Europe will still see the website for outside of Europe, the cardshark.de website. I'm sorry for that. I'm working on this, and I hope soon that we will have this realized as well. I'm planning on several great improvements for the website, making it much easier watching or getting to the instructions, etc., making it much smoother, a much smoother experience. But here were some questions I always get. So how long does it take to get my stuff delivered to my door. And this definitely is something I cannot just answer in one sentence. It first of all depends in which country you are when you're ordering. If you are in the USA, that's the easiest part, because we have a US warehouse. Some people still don't know this, but we have a US warehouse in California. Unfortunately, this warehouse will soon be moved to another place, as the company is stopping doing these fulfillment jobs. So I will do all this right after Magic Life. When I'm in the United States, I'm going to California, and together with Steve, the new guy, also a magician, what is great, we will move everything over to his place, and I will instruct him and teach him so that he would know what to do when your orders come in. And usually when there's an order coming in, we will get them onto the road within 24 hours. And it all depends certainly about when you place the order, because when you are placing it early, yeah, that's the thing. We are 6 hours ahead of you, meaning when you are placing an order at 12 noon, for us it would already be 6 p.m. and that means our warehouse would already be closed and nobody would see your order until the very next morning. Meaning our next morning would be for you in the middle of the night. We can now prepare the order, put everything in the records, send the documentation over to America. So when our guy in California is getting up and sees these orders, he will ship them out the next day. Meaning you can expect the order more or less being shipped out 24 hours latest, or let's say 36 hours because of the time change. In worst case, depending on when you are placing the order. But usually our orders are all shipped out from California when it is a US order. If it is outside of USA, let's say South America, Canada, Mexico, or let's say also Asia, we are only talking about outside of Europe, then usually we are shipping it already from our German warehouse. And certainly all the orders in Europe we are shipping out from our German warehouse as well. And this is now where we are using the best possible ways of shipping. But sometimes we hear that it can take only 2 or 3 days to get to the destination. But sometimes if it's a really far away place like India or I don't know, then it can really take up 4 weeks. Unfortunately, and I cannot influence it a lot, so there we have to wait and get the parcel over there. Otherwise, we can ship faster, but then the shipping cost would be way higher. And maybe with a new website, we can then offer you a faster shipping experience, but it would then also mean we would have to charge you way more for the shipping. So far, all the shipping is only $6.50. We usually always pay more than these $6.50 on our side, but we certainly have to go for the cheap but reliable shipping partner to get this over to you. I get a question in here, or actually two. What is the routine that you have most performed to layman, and do you have any favorite routine using the Phoenix Mark deck? Oh, that's a very interesting one. First of all, actually, I always love my Mark deck. If I would be able to choose, then I would prefer always using a Mark deck instead of just a regular deck, because why not having a small advantage if I can do it. So I'm always working with a Mark deck. Gives me an extra security, but certainly not every routine is using the marking system at all. And the routines that I like to do through layman is a little bit difficult, because most of the time I'm not performing for layman. Actually, I'm performing for other magicians. However, I always try to release effects or show effects where magicians feel again like a layman, so that they don't figure out what is going on, and they get the feeling of being a layman again, because this is what we all strive sometimes, especially when we want to see something new, a new magic trick, etc., that we want to see something we have never seen before, and where we are fooled by the method or whatsoever. I'm then telling the secret and everything when we see us live at a roadshow or at a convention, etc. I'm also explaining what it is then. But most of the time I love when the method is so clever and well hidden that you don't figure out what is really going on. And my favorite trick, one of those, is definitely the Destiny deck, that has several great routines included, and where you can choose from what to do. But in the end, the method behind the Destiny deck is brilliant and allows a lot of possibilities. Other than that, a great routine recently is the bet that fooled a lot of people, I have to say, Christian Grace. And yes, the Toka, the Thought of card across of Morgan and West, is also a great routine I love to show. And what was well received in the last few roadshows was the Wild Dice from Mark Leverage, where I changed the handling of the dice a little bit and improved the inner working of the beautiful method in there, because it's all mechanical. It has nothing to do with any magnets or whatsoever, and it's a beautiful routine. That's the Wild Dice. But thanks for asking. Thank you so much that our shipping is one of the best, I think. Luca, where are you from? From which country are you? Please let me know. It really depends on where you live and how we can do this, but usually the experience within the USA is excellent, and in Germany, all around Europe, etc., it's very, very, very fast. And then come some examples like Japan can be difficult, or right now I was shipping something. Oh, Brazil, super. Oh wow, that's awesome. Well, I right now there's a shipping waiting in customs in Mexico, and it was not released because, as you know, we are always including some treats, some gummy bears from Haribo, as a nice little gift, because it's always easier to learn while chewing on something sweet. And this package was stopped because of the small bag of gummy bears, and now he has to declare the ingredients of what is inside of this small little bag. It's so crazy that now Mexico is getting crazy. I've never heard anything like that before, but okay, he told me that he will figure it out, and in worst case there are some gummy bears waiting for Mexican customs officer to take them out and eat them himself. Who knows? Yeah. The fun thing is, oh please, could you do me a favor? I just see that here. If you could leave a like under the video, that helps me a lot for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified the next time when we start a new live stream. Usually we do it every Monday, and I already also asked in the other stream, in the German stream, is Monday okay for you? Is the time right now okay for you, or do you want me to change it? Because it's the people watching this live is really limited in comparison to the German one, where the timing is certainly perfect. I know here where we are in Germany at that time, it's 7 p.m. in the evening. Everybody is already at home, can watch it. While when we go now live at 8:30 our time in the evening, it might be your afternoon or noon or whatsoever. So it's really difficult to choose the right time, because for the Asians it would already be in the middle of the night, and finding there the right spot to be live with me here at the YouTube stream is really difficult. So first of all, thank you so much that that you joined me here from Brazil. That helps me certainly a lot, and that's one of the few countries I've never been to, and I would love to come to Brazil as well. That's definitely something coming. So what is that? 4 p.m. already? What? Oh wow, yes, it's only 5 hours. Okay, difference, 5 hours. That's less than the east coast of America. That's very, very cool. Love those gummy bears. Okay, next time you order, please leave in the comment that we should add more than just one bag, so that you also get some of those gummy bears for yourself, so that it's not only for your wife. And don't tell her that there's a second bag, then certainly you can give her yours, and you secretly have one for yourself. Hi Gary, I agree with Lucas. I'm in Arizona. Yeah, Arizona is definitely difficult in timing. I think it's 7 hours difference now, so this should be around 2 p.m. or so. Can that be? I was very surprised and very thankful. Excellent service. Oh yeah, I will do. Thank you so much. I will also tell Rainer hi from you. East coast of the US, it's 3 here. So yes, that's the big problem, guys. It can be anywhere in the United States. It could be in Europe. It could be in Asia. So finding the right time when we would do this is difficult. If it's working for you and you're here, that's awesome. Certainly also crazy asking if this works for you or not when you're here. So for all the guys who are not here live and watch this as a recording, please leave in the comments from where you are watching this, so that I can figure out the right timing, if I could get you into this live stream as well.Maybe there will be a chance. So yeah, thank you so much for this feedback, and greetings around the world. Arizona. I was in Phoenix, in Tucson, Arizona, during the Real Magic Roadshow, and visited my friends there for a week. It was wonderful. I love this place, all the Mexican food. We had such a good time, and yeah, being in the middle of the desert, wonderful timing, really. Another question towards the online shop is, could I also place extra wishes, like I need a special value, I want to perform this trick more often, are there refills available, or different values or whatsoever. I recently had someone who loves to perform the stand-up Monty of Gareth Thomas, and he wanted to get more of these refills, and you certainly could do a lot of refills of those, but they certainly have their price point, because it's always the Queen of Hearts and 4 spades. And I suggested doing it with different card sets, so that maybe you would use the, let me try, the 10s with the let's say black 10s with the red 3s. That could work as well, because now if you're using our double face deck type A, together with a regular deck of cards, you can make the whole set yourself 26 times for a super reasonable price, and I'm happy to help you here to save a few bucks, or put something together that you cannot find on our online store. Or if you need a specific value for a Svengali deck or for a trick deck, then just tell me. Haha, there you go. Yes, a 3 of hearts and 10 of spades would be a typical set in our double face deck type A, where you can take out the 10 of spades with the 3 of hearts and perform this trick. Very, very simple. And I think it's a nice contrasting value, definitely. So yeah, if you order something or something similar, you can also place this in the comment field. And what we are doing so far, for instance, someone is asking, I want to have a stripper deck that is marked. Can you do that? Yes, because what is necessary to get a stripper deck being marked, we do it the other way around. We take a marked deck and make it a strip deck. So I'm cutting the cards myself, because well, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it for 15-20 years already. And so this deck then has to come from Germany, not from the USA, as I'm cutting the cards here myself to make them perfect. So I would then take a marked deck, cut them cut the cards to a stripper, and then release them. This service is a $20 extra that you can place for making them short or making them narrow or whatsoever. We can talk. just leave it in the comments or send me an email earlier, and I will tell you what to do to get your specific cards that you want for a specific trick and that you cannot find on our website or anywhere else on this planet for magicians. Here's another question. Don't you produce the Peter Eggings Jurassic deck? I love this routine. You should release it again. I might still have one or two of those decks left. I think I have seen them recently. I might have the cards still. I did them in two versions. One was where the movie titles were already printed onto the back. The other one was where you would be able to write the titles yourself, especially for instance when you're in Brazil, that you can write those in Portuguese and not in English language. But I have to look it up. Otherwise, I could set up a custom printed deck for you to make you another Jurassic deck. Just the card case would be not included, but I could do the rest. Mark Svengali, the normal cards, not the force, would be interesting. Actually, two of them exist. The first one is a deck that you can purchase right away, and that is the one that is called the, wait a second, Beat the Devil. Beat the Devil with Henry Evans is more or less using this principle. The marking on the indifferent cards is very large because it's based on the Daredevil deck of Henry Evans, so really big markings. And then there's a project coming soon. I released it back then. When I started being Card Shark, it was called the Mark Shark deck, where I worked together with Mark Elston, released the trick. And it would have been any card at any number twice. What was kind of cool, unfortunately people, as soon as they figured out, oh, that's just a Mark Svengali, they lost the interest, even if it was a beautiful trick. But no, that was not the way to do it. However, I worked together with Luis de Matos, and we already produced this deck, but we did not release it yet. And this will be exactly what you're looking for, a Svengali with 3 levels of marking. First of all, normal Svengali style, then you would always see if the card that you cut to is a force, and if when it's not a force, then you would know which value it would be. And this from further distance, that if it would be a force card, but if it's not, then you have to get closer to find the marking. Or you're using the other deck, the Beat the Devil deck, and make it work with that. It's a brilliant, cool thing. Yes, so I don't even know how. Well, usually Brazil we would send out from Germany, because everything that leaves America is super expensive in shipping cost, and it doesn't really make so too much sense. So yeah, usually the orders from South America we would ship from Germany. It's a little bit cheaper for us. Let me see, mix of tricks. I'm curious how you guys make the double-decker decks. I'm sure it was a pain trying to source the same looking paper. Actually, that's a very interesting thing, and it's a longer history. It all started in 2008 or 2009. No, 2009 we released the Phoenix decks because I needed to have a deck of cards that would not be bicycle based, otherwise I would not have been able to print the double-decker. Then sourcing the paper, actually I was first thinking of using the cards that were available back then from South Africa. Maybe you have heard of the Protean deck. Protean deck was used for the Phil deck and other tricks where you would only get 1.5 decks fitting inside a card case. And it was just a kind of a weird design that as soon as you would take that deck out, you would know that's different, that's a trick deck. And this I wanted to avoid. And I was thinking, okay, if this is the only cardstock available, how would it be if I would use a thicker card case to fit in 2 complete decks? Meaning when you would nowadays buy a plastic deck for instance, for poker tournaments, etc., these card cases are thicker because the plastic cards are thicker in general. Therefore, you need more space for the cards. And I was thinking, maybe I would just use a thicker card case and would then fit two complete decks inside. I was then negotiating with, not with Protea directly, but with the guy Trevor Duffy from South Africa. Very nice guy. However, it did not work out because the cost of shipping would have been so outrageous high, because only air freight would have been working, and it was very unreliable that I had to stop following this idea. And then I found someone who helped me sourcing the next printer. And when this printer went out of business, that was terrible. It took me about a year to get another source. And now I'm even having 2 different sources just in case you have to do this. Otherwise, yes. So that's why I created the Phoenix deck itself, so that I would be able to go to other printers. The card material certainly is not like the same like a deck of cards, because the linen structure is missing. So if you would usually use a normal deck of cards, Phoenix, with a linen structure on it, USPC or Taiwan, and then would go to a double decker, then you would suddenly have smooth paper in your hands, and you could not mix the cards. And I always wanted to be able to mix the cards somewhere between thick and thin without seeing any difference in it. With regular cardstock, you cannot mix the double deckers. However, that's when, after releasing the double deckers 2 years or so afterwards, I then was able to create another deck that I called the single decker, what is twice the thickness of a double decker, making it a single decker, what is kind of crazy. Certainly, it's just a deck of cards. However, it's exactly the same paper material like the double decker, smooth, no linen structure, and white, so that now you can mix the cards thick and thin. You can place them both onto the table. As long as you don't touch them, you cannot see which card is the thicker and which one is the thinner version. And we are using this method to our advantage. The first time with Out of Sight with Joshua J, and then with the Trojan deck. And so we are, well, what else? Our Getchaki deck, Blank Thoughts, all these are using some of the thick cards, some of the thin cards, where everything is super compatible and it works great. Unfortunately, there is no chance of getting the thin paper with the linen structure on it. That's a different process, and you cannot even think of getting this all somehow together. Okay, any luck getting Paul to give you rights to print? Jeff, that's a very good one. Yes, we are talking about coercion. I would use it if if it would be in Phoenix back. Jeff, we have to talk. I know I will never be able to convince Paul to do it, because when he did the print run, he did it in a certain amount that he has to do with USPC. I'm pretty sure that he still has a lot of stock. He is the only one selling it. He's only doing the conventions or road shows. You cannot order it online. It's one of the coolest trick decks I have seen. The routine is awesome. And maybe I would just print one deck for myself in Phoenix, and maybe I have a backup or so, and we can talk. If you have the routine, if you have the original, then I think Paul will not have any problems. If you already purchased the deck from him, that you then will have a backup in Phoenix Design. That would have been my backup, and you can have mine, more or less. You know what I mean. But I will not release this, unfortunately, and I will not be able to convince Paul for now to go to Phoenix with this trick. It's a shame, because it's a wonderful, wonderful routine. And maybe in 5 or 10 years I will have him. Maybe then he wants to stop going to all these road shows, and then I will be in. Who knows? That would be awesome. By the way, guys, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Today I saw such a great effect performed. and it's based on Lubor Fiedler's box, the oh God, what is the name? The box that is inside, and then you are changing it. Now the other box that was on the outside goes into the inside. I saw a twist on this, and I'm super excited. I think it's a genius idea, and only a mathematician can do this. And who knows what will happen in the near future. But so I will now shut up. I had a wonderful afternoon brainstorming with this guy, and it was just sometimes you are lucky seeing something like that. Yeah, that's Lubor's gift. That was one name to it. Yes. That's correct. What else? Questions of the shipping methods. Yeah, here's the thing. When our new web shop is up and running, so far we are only charging $6.50 for shipping anything to you, and it doesn't matter if it's just a single deck, a single trick deck, or a full brick of cards, etc. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Gozinta boxes. Yes, Gozinta box, that's the name, exactly. And then it was released after as Lubor's gift, I think, with the nice packaging, printing. Yes, I remember that one. I saw this YouTube video. Now, when we ship, we always pay on top of the to the shipping cost, because it's usually more than $6.50. And so far our old online shop is not capable of offering different kinds of shipping cost based on weight or size or whatsoever. Maybe the new web shop will allow this, so that you then can choose, okay, our standard one that is fixed $6.50, or maybe something else. I still want to do kind of a member area. That's something coming. You will soon know once it's running. And then the other shipping, so that you will be sure that it will arrive in 2 days or whatsoever, as an insured UPS or whatever shipping. But that's something better to let us know in the comment field of an order. Okay, guys, I need this very quick. Is there another chance of shipping it over? Leave the comment there. We will get in touch with you and figure out what will work for you to have it in time, certainly. And then you can also get sometimes special cards printed. I have sometimes guys contacting me that they are working for a trade show or for a specific company, and they want to have branded decks of cards with the logo of the company on the back. I'm doing all this, including trick cards for these decks. I can do all this. I need certainly more than just 1 week. It will be 2-3 weeks time frame to produce these decks before we can ship them. But then these decks would be awesome. They are branded with the name of the company. All I need is a logo, and I do the design for you. So this is also possible. I'm not doing it that frequently because it's a lot of extra work. However, I'm doing it for our magic community. That's easy. Here's another thing. I did not send out newsletters for a very long time. Sorry for this. If you wonder if maybe I lost your email address, or if our emails ended up in your spam or whatsoever, I can tell you, no, it's my problem, my fault. I was so busy the last months that I was not able to send out newsletters. And the question would be, if you would receive newsletters from us, what would be a frequency that you would really be okay with? Because sometimes I remember the time when Penguin was sending out 1 newsletter a week. That was something I was reading all the time. When I got it, I liked it, read it, that's it. Then suddenly there were 2, then there were 3, and the frequency increased over and over. So nowadays when I see Penguin, then it's most of the time it's the delete button. Also, when they send out a newsletter, they are not telling you what they're talking about. They are talking around the effect, etc., and make you so curious that you have to click the link to then find out if this, what they want to sell you, is something for you or not. I try to avoid this, so I would like to be very clear in the email communication, so that once you see the information, you would know what I'm talking about, and then you can make the choice to either click the link or delete the email, and that's okay for me. the question would be either in the chat here or in the comment under the video, what would be the frequency you would be okay with? Once a week? 2 times a month? More frequently? Would you like to get news about CarChart, what is coming soon? Want to get specials like super prices or any deals? Do you want to also find out stuff of my private life? I don't know. It's something where I try to avoid any spam, because when it's too frequently, then it's something I really don't want to do. Jeff, thank you. Penguin is every day. Meanwhile, oh my god. Yeah, Vanishing Ink also increased their frequency a lot. And I would say, okay, here's the thing. Penguin is known for having a big market share, and Vanishing Ink is also catching up a lot and trying to get the biggest big piece of the pie of the magic community. And if they are doing newsletters that frequently, then maybe something works nice for them. Maybe they are offending some people, but some will just order it then. As a private person, I would prefer only getting an email once a week, like you, and the rest I would just delete. So I think there's a kind of a golden path where I would avoid doing any spam, and I hate spam myself. So okay, please leave a comment under the video. What would be your frequency you would love to see? I already take Jeff's comment here for me, and keep it in my mind. Let's see what happens then. Support group, Lucas got a support group. There we go. Well, you know what we can also do? We can talk about Bitcoin and everything related to cryptocurrency. Actually, in the German online store, I already managed to accept payments via Bitcoin or Bitcoin Lightning, and I expect this also being in the near future with some benefits, etc., because I think it's the future of our financial system, getting out of the inflational currencies that we all have, with the dollar, the euro, the yen, etc. And these banking systems like PayPal and credit card fees, etc., that is already taking out about up to 10% out of my pocket when you send a payment through PayPal. It's really a nasty system. Yes, it works, but it really takes a lot of money out of the pocket that is important for us as well. But 90% I delete without opening them. Exactly. So yes, maybe you want to. Jeff, I guess I'm on your side. You know what? I also want to send out an intelligent email. That means I will sit down, write it myself, making it interesting for you to read, and so that that it's not just spam. Here's another product, a product you want to buy, etc. And when I'm putting so much effort into the email, then I don't want to just think about it. Okay, 90% will all go into spam and delete. I really want to reach out to people and tell them something, and then it's their decision if they want to follow and click the link, or if they say, okay, that's it, delete, next one in a week. That's fine for me as well. Well, thank you so much. I'm also a guy it's not something I think I'm already old-fashioned. Some people are loving TikTok. Definitely not happening. I'm not a TikTok guy. Some people like Instagram, others do Facebook. I try to avoid being on Instagram or Facebook myself, because I think I would be too much distracted. I also try to avoid the short stories on YouTube, because I learn a lot on YouTube. But as soon as I get into the short stories, I will be done and just scroll. I'm an idiot and I'm too addicted to this. So I deleted all the short videos from there, so that I will not be distracted and can focus on my normal day. However, if I do some of those stories, is this of interest for you, or should I keep my private life for myself and just contact you via this YouTube stream, etc.? Is this okay for you, or do you want to see something of what's going behind the curtain here in the warehouse, what we are up and running very soon? These short stories, is this also something that you would be interested in? Then I would maybe increase the frequency of those, because I do them pretty rarely. Yeah, that would be something. Please, either in the chat or in the comment, that would be of interest. Yes. Now, last week we had the Sasha Crespi in the in a YouTube interview, and in case you have not seen it yet, it's definitely a video worth watching. It was about to turn your magic into meaningful magic, and Sasha, also as a student of Jeff McBride, has a great approach, and you will see the routine that he's doing there. It's a wonderful routine and beautiful to see. Now, I got so much great feedback about this YouTube stream, that I would love to go in this direction a little bit more often, and getting other magicians into the stream that you want to see. And next week it will be Christian Grace. Who would be the other ones you would like to see? Please leave it in the comments or in the chat. I really would love to interview these guys, but so if you leave me a name, then also tell me why. Bill Malone, certainly. I would love to have David Williamson in there, maybe finding the time with Jeff McBride, Luis de Matos, all these guys, and yeah, we go from there. That would be really, really cool. And you know, I should also bring you Roger Nico, because Roger, without Roger Nico, Karchak wouldn't be like we are today. He's a great guy. He helped me so much. He is my right hand, is dealing with all the American customers, etc., and helps me out at all the conventions. So as he now is in England, maybe we should get him also into the YouTube streams more often. So I think he would also be a very interesting person to get to know. Yeah, let's see if he has the time to join us from time to time. I got some other interesting questions in the German stream, and one was, what about the tarot deck? Some people asked for the Rider-Waite tarot, if I would be able or interested in producing that one as a marked version. So far, I have to say, back then when I released our tarot deck, the medieval tarot deck, at that time the Rider-Waite was still not out of the copyright, or was not already in public domain, because it is that any artist work, any art that is 70 years or older after the death of the artist is public, is now public, and is not in copyright anymore. It might be that the Rider-Waite nowadays is already out of this copyright issue. Then we can produce them. So far, I have the rights. I rebought the rights for the medieval tarot deck. I just have not printed them yet. And the tarots, all the tarot decks were burnt in our warehouse fire in 2017. So yeah, that's something at that time, as everything burned, I wanted to first push all the energy and efforts into the growing of the Phoenix family, so that everything is covered there. But I think it's really time now to go into the tarot size cards again and do the medieval tarot deck, all the trick cards for this, and the gypsy deck in the same size, etc. That would be something, yeah, to wait for. It should be in the second half of this year. Let's see what happens. Let me write this last question down here from Jeff. Bring John Gustavino and others who embraced the Phoenix brand early on. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. That would be actually really nice, talking with these guys. But not everybody was immediately into Phoenix brand. Certainly, thanks for all the guys who believed in me and then joined. But it's not like a promotion video tour here. I want to bring you interesting content, and I'm working with several guys already together. Maybe I should just go through all the list of all the contributors of Magic that is released through Card Shark. Meaning, I could bring Boris Wild, maybe talk with Joshua J, and so on, and see how what they have to say, and how we work together so far. That will be also very interesting. Can I buy the Vibrant Edition as a stripper or marked deck? Well, I would not say that it's not marked. However, you would need good lightning to be able to see it. It's more like, if you find it, then you can keep it yourself. Some people know already the secret marking of the Phoenix deck. I built it in there as well. However, because of the back design of the Vibrant Edition, the marking is not that easily to see. I can cut the Vibrant Edition deck into a stripper deck for you, if you like. So if you say, okay, I want to have a green deck of the Vibrant Edition, I can cut it into a stripper. I would not completely put out a complete run of stripper decks of the Vibrant Edition, because it's super expensive at USPC producing stripper decks. They are charging so much more for going onto that machine where they are punching the stripper decks out. It's really a lot more expensive. Oh yes, John has very interesting and original content. I love him. He has great ideas. I sat with him down. He had so many interesting impromptu magic items, magic tricks. You are right. I should reach out to him. Actually, that's a really good name, and I love John. Theo. You know what? The last time I was seeing him was when we both were booked in Peru. We were in Peru at Limagia in Lima, and we had a great time there. Also, who was there? Silly Billy was there, and after that, John had to leave, and I went with Silly Billy up to Machu Picchu, and saw this ancient place, and it was a wonderful time. Yes, so let's see if I can bring John in there. That would be awesome. Any other questions regarding our shop? I'm happy to tell you everything. If you place a question here in the chat or in the comment, I can pick it up again, either answer it in the comment section, or also you will find those answers later in the FAQ on our website, so that these questions will be answered automatically the next time you have them. It's very simple. Yeah, altogether I think I am through for now. Let me see. Yes, I think I have done so far everything. I hope I will see some of you at Magic Live. It would be awesome. Roger will not be able to come this time, and after that I have to move my warehouse from Murphy's over to a new place in California, what will be a lot of pain after Magic Live. So yeah, I will stay for 1 week more in California to get busy and moving boxes and teaching the new guy. And I will not go into naming him for now. I will introduce him officially once he is up and running and working, and then the orders will not come from Murphy's anymore, or through Murphy's, as they did so far. Our, what is it called? Not drop shipping. It's called forgot the name. Anyhow, it will not be Murphy's anymore. They stopped doing this kind of service, and therefore I have to move it to a new place. It's not that I don't like working with Murphy's, it's just that they stopped offering this service, and we had to find a new solution. Will be then happening after Magic Life. So here's one more question. Will there be a new run of the other non-vibrant colors? I have some regular black and greens left, but would love them in the larger Phoenix pips. Ha ha. The black and greens. Oh, you mean the ones where the design was not kind of grayish or a little bit washed out, but really in the vibrant color and really white lines. Right now I'm not planning it. I still have a lot of stock of the vibrant edition, and I don't know yet. At the moment it's definitely not on the list. It's not on the list, and I would prefer releasing other cool decks of cards with the Phoenix name on, but a great design. Recently I got something from a French magician who is also a designer, and he designed a deck that was kind of a Japanese style on the faces. It's kind of a thing where I think should the queens, the jacks, queens and kings be kind of old Japanese warriors or whatsoever, while the back design was with floral images, and the cool thing was it was a marked deck that was kind of, I forgot the name, where you can see it in far distance when you leave it on a stand, and you can still see it from 10 feet away which value it would be. This is something I still wanted to have, but I don't like to have other faces than the regular ones on the cards, because I think you have to make a choice. It's either a magician's deck, it's a magician's workers deck where the faces look like normal faces, or you want to have kind of a collector's deck where you're making fancy stuff on the backs and faces and make a design for collectors. Then it's not a magic prop. So I think while the guy is a great designer, and the marking that he came up with is good, however I think putting too much design artwork in there is not it's not allowing that this deck could be a worker's deck, because it looks too fancy, and I don't think that this will be a big success. So I gave him some feedback when he showed me the design. Let's see what will happen in the near future if he wants to readdress the design on the faces, etc. And then maybe I have something for you that might be of interest. Other than that, my God, we already are together here for 1 hour. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't miss next week. I will have next Monday Christian Grace at 8:30 our time. The same time as today, but on Monday, not on Tuesday. So I hope you will be there with me. Ask all the questions you always wanted to ask to Christian there, or write something down so that you will not forget the questions to place. I will forward those questions to him, and I'm pretty sure that Christian will answer them all. I'm pretty sure as we are getting closer and closer to Magic Live, where Christian will also be, and I know he will announce something there. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but I know it's the coolest thing I have seen in a long time. And therefore, well, you know what you have to do next week. I don't ask the questions, it might be you asking the questions. Get it? Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure doing the live stream here with you, getting all the feedback here. That helps me a lot to move forward, doing the right choices, providing you with great input. And it's always fun chatting with you. If you have seen this not live, but as a recording, then please leave a comment, and I will see this, and I will also take my notes for this one here. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay magical, and until then, bye-bye. Ciao.